Hello, everyone, and welcome. Gotta fix the setting right here. I gotta turn autofocus off my camera. I forgot to do it earlier. That way I don't go blurry on you. Hope everybody's doing well today. It's definitely getting chillier out there. Hey, Valerian, welcome. Of course, from our last conversation, Valerian, it's a lot colder where you are. Let's see, we are at 41 here. Feels like 31. This morning it was it said feels like 21, and it felt like ice out there. It's like if it would have rained or something, we could have potentially had some snow. But where I'm located, southern North Carolina, um, we hadn't got anything on the forecast as far as snow goes, not yet. But where I used to live, up in northern North Carolina, near Virginia, they've already gotten some winter weather warnings. So part of me is kind of glad we moved down here to get away from that cold. I was getting kind of tired of it while we were up there, freezing my butt off. Uh, the landlord shoveled the snow off our roof yesterday to keep it from melting into the wall and out my window frame. Well, that was very nice of your landlord. My experience and from what I've been told of landlords, first of all, if you're staying in like an apartment or something like that, usually the landlord is a little bit different. They cut the grass, they do all that maintenance and whatnot. But if you're renting a house, usually landlords do very little. And if anything needs to be replaced, that's, I guess, on their end or their responsibility, lots of times they tell you just take it off the rent or something like that. And so then you're stuck getting it done yourself. So if you have a landlord that's willing to shovel the snow off your roof, you're doing good. You got a good landlord. Is it a two-story house? Mine's a two-story house. You won't catch me up on the roof. At least not that top section, anyways. We got a outside my window here. We have a little section above the garage and the front door. It's not too high up, but on top of the roof. No, thank you. If I fall off that roof, I'm not going to be walking anymore. The legs are going to be broke. Roll. Make sure you roll when you land. Or make sure the ground is really muddy or snow. Land in the thickest part of snow to cushion your fall, right? I'm sure that's what Santa Claus would do, right? Of course, it didn't work out so well for him in the movie, The Santa Claus. That's how Tim Allen's character became Santa Claus. He killed the original. But anyways, we are back to Dragon Quest III, and we last stream we did rescue the girl and her betrothed from the kidnappers, and we discovered it was old Robin Hood again. We let him go the first time. He had stole the king's crown in Romeria, and now he's kidnapping people, and we let him go again. So I wonder if we're going to run into him later on in the story again. So anyways, the father of the girl we saved ran the store that sold the black pepper. And we need the black pepper to give to the king of Portoga in exchange for a ship so that we can set sail and reach other distant lands, right? Well, he ran out of black pepper. So we've been advised that there's a merchant that usually has some on hand. He travels around, and that he's usually at the All Trades Abbey. And so we got to head to the Abbey to get some black pepper. But as the name, says, All Trades, this is, I believe, the same place you go to change your job classes. So if there's any job class that you want to try out, or you're kind of done with what you're doing, you can do that, with the exception of the hero. The character that you created is going to be a hero for the entire game. You can't change his job class. They didn't put that in the Dragon Quest world until, what was it, 7? I believe so. I believe Dragon Quest 7, you could finally change the main character's job class. But in this, you can't. Just your 3 party members. So at the moment, we have a martial artist, which I'm thinking I'll probably keep him the same. And then we have a priest, and then we have a mage. And I know I want to turn the mage into a sage, and the sage basically can use black and white magic, so offensive and defensive magic. I think you have to find an item first in order to be able to do it. The priest, I'm thinking about maybe changing to a monster wrangler. But then again, we might do a thief or a merchant as well. Everything has their pros and cons. I don't know if they've added anything in the remake, but in the other Dragon Quest III versions I played, the merchant can appraise your items for you. And the thief can sometimes give you extra money at the end of battle. I don't know if they've done anything else with it. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? So we'll see about that when we get to that point. Let's see. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas, y'all. We have, what, 2.5 weeks about? I hope y'all are ready. I'm trying to get ready. Still haven't gone Christmas shopping yet. Might have to go to the dollar store this year. Of course, Dollar Tree, they don't sell stuff for $1 anymore. They're more like Family Dollar. They sell things at $5, $10 now. It went from $1 to $1.25, and now it's just $5, $10. All right, let's see here. We are going to zoom to get a little bit closer to the kidnapper's cave. A little bit closer. All right, we obviously don't need to be in the cave. All right, so there it is up north. Across this bridge. Monsters were a little bit tougher up there. Let's see. See how it works.
You're mine.
Oh, we got a big group. Let's get the boomerang back out. Take out the mage. Charge! Alright, we're going straight up. We don't need to go down there quite yet. I think we found the Abbey. We're just kind of moving back and forth to see if there's any random loot on the map. Uh-oh. We're confused. Ouch. We zapped Chosen. And then he went up a level afterwards. Zapple. Now I think we can hit more than one person with it. Heal here.
Take this.
Oh, they're still standing. Oh, there's something. Tower of Transcendence. And southeast is Wayfarer's Inn. That must be something over there. Southeast. Must be an inn or something that I'm not really seeing on the map. Alright, we're gonna go over here to the loot before we go in the Abbey. Black pajamas that we don't need anymore. Oh, the Ant Guzzler's still standing. Is that a magic lock? The Abbey is locked. Don't talk about the Abbey. She just talks about saving your game and whatnot. See what's over here. I am the humble servant of Apello, he who presides over the naming of things. Is there one among you who wishes to be known by a new name? Yeah. Very well. If ever the urge to be named anew should assail you, do not hesitate to visit me. So if you want to change your character's name, you can do so here. Okay. Head far to the east of the Abbey, and eventually you'll reach an inn by the coast. From there, one can gaze upon the islands of Japan. It is a nation positively shrouded in mystery. Greetings! It's stronger than the regular boomerang. You don't need the edged boomerang no more. 24 to whatever that one is. Ever heard of the village of Myrrh? Easiest way to get there is to look for this inn by the east coast. Once you find that, head way up north and you'll be there soon. Can't say it's exactly the liveliest of places, but it's well worth a visit if you ask. So what's this slime doing? My name is Hiliza. By the way, I might not look it, but I'm a fashion guru. I can cut your hair and dye it, even change your voice, Slurp. There's not much I can't do. I'll have you look your best in no slime for a nominal sum of gold coins, of course. So how about it? Is there someone whose appearance you'd like to change? No, not really. Wow, this is a big inn. Look at that. Speed of agility. Part of my training I've taken to consuming poisoned foods to build up resistance. I have it on good authority that poisonous mushrooms like monsters inhabit the area around a cave to the south of here. Perhaps that is where I should head next. There's an island off the coast to the southeast of here named Japan. They called it the Golden Country. Sounds amazing. Wouldn't it be great to sail there and see what it's like? And then we have a church in here, too. A mini medal. We'll stay overnight this time. I think all he's going to say is about saving your game. Yeah. Which we just did not long ago. Alright, let's see about getting in the door.
Why, yes. I do supply a merchant in Baharata with black pepper from time to time. But what business is that of yours? Oh, are you a friend of Gopal's? Oh, then you are a friend of mine as well. I'll give you as much pepper as you need. Here you go. I hope it's to your liking.
Alright, we got some pepper. Alright. Supposedly long ago, a group of martial artists used the Abbey as both their home and training ground to hone their skills. Though, as with all hearsay, you have to take these things with a pinch of salt and pepper. That said, it would go some way to explaining how the Abbey came to be the go-to place for changing vocations. I'm thinking of becoming a martial artist. Hiya! Goddess, give me patience. Now, for the 100th time, the effects of Kabuff and Kasap will increase each time you cast them, up to a maximum of 2 to 3 times. However, Oomph is only worth casting once. You are more than capable of remembering this much. Do not do yourself down. I know. Alright, so I should cast Buff, Sap, and Accelerate 2 to 3 times, but Oomph just the once. Oh, and Magic Barrier is only worth casting once too, I suppose. I just don't know if I'm ready to go through with it. All my friends got so weak right after they took up new vocations. I mean, they were alright in the end. Their more powerful pals carried them, though a few fights and they got back to their old brawny selves soon enough. It's just, well, I'm a bit of a lone wolf, as it happens, so I can't really afford that luxury. Yeah, so if you change your vocation, you start back at level 1. I'm going to become a merchant and make an absolute mint. Are you? I want to become a mage. Abracadabra. Once heard there's this place in the mountains to the north of here called the Tower of Transcendence. Apparently, it used to be frequented by martial artists wanting to really hone their craft. What's more, the top level of the tower is home to hardy monsters that are worth their weight in gold if you best them in battle. Why, I'm talking about metal slimes, of course. Go and have a look yourself if you've got the time. Ooh, metal slimes level you up. I'm going to become a beautiful, fresh-faced young damsel. Okay. I don't think that's a vocation, but alright. It appears I have no choice but to take on a new vocation if I wish to reach my true potential. The question is, what should I become? Perhaps I will try my hand at being a gadabout. You don't see too many with muscles like mine, after all. You wish to know why changing vocations is beneficial? Well, broadly speaking, there are 2 main reasons it is so. Firstly, one can learn a far greater number of spells and abilities, which they will never forget even if they change vocations again. Finally, pursuing a new path allows one to fundamentally improve one's own attributes. At least that is the belief we subscribe to here at the Abbey. So, if I'm understanding it correctly, in other words, I could take my mage, turn him into a warrior, and he could be a warrior that casts magic. If a mage becomes a warrior, they'll be a warrior who can use magic. Good, eh? But they'll also be back at level 1, so don't change your whole party's vocations at once or you'll be in trouble. Well, you could, but you're going to have to level up in the weaker areas and whatnot. Depends on how fast you want them to level up. You're probably best off changing 1 or 2 people's vocations at a time. If it's your first time, I'd recommend something like priest to martial artist or warrior to priest. That'll give you 2 characters with healing spells, and your martial artist will be able to cast them nice and quick. There are monsters out there that aren't aggressive at all, but unless a monster wrangler approaches them, they'll usually just run away. So if you spot a friendly creature that might need looking after, be sure to have a monster wrangler in your ranks before trying to befriend it. People here sometimes mention a one-time warrior who really made the most of the Abbey. Apparently he first changed vocations to become a mage, then took on the mantle of a thief before going back to being a warrior. Actually, I suppose he wasn't a one-time warrior after all, a 2-time, you know what, never mind. If you choose a new vocation, you'll lose all the experience you've earned in your old one, but all the effort you've made won't have been for nothing. You'll see some benefits in your new job. That being said, a priest who becomes a warrior then decides to go back to being a priest will have to start again from level 1, so you don't want to go changing vocations too often. But if you do, you'll find that you'll level up quite quickly, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Other than the hero, unfortunately, any party member who has reached level 20 can change vocations. While swapping specialties will return a party member to level 1, they'll still remember all their old abilities and spells. Make a point of trying out as many vocations as you can. Learning all kinds of spells and abilities is bound to make you even better at battling. Changing vocations will reset a character's level to 1. However, it's not all bad news. Their attribute values will only decrease by around half post-vocation change. In other words, they'll be a bit more beefed up than your average level 1 adventurer pottering around Patty's party planning place. Changing vocations will reset a character's experience points, but don't fret, they'll level up in no time if you carry them through a few battles. Their old attribute values will also only be halved post-vocation change, meaning you can make them far mightier than they ever would have been had they stuck with their old vocation. So what are you waiting for? It's time to make a change. Welcome to All Trades Abbey, where those in search of a new path in life invariably find that which they seek. Do you or any of your acquaintances wish for a new vocation? Now, the only downside with this, I'm going to say no, is if I change vocation, then that means they're going to stop learning what they're working on learning now. Alright, so let's pull up status here. Alright, so we can't change him. If I change Chosen, for example, those are his abilities he's learned so far. So if I change him into a warrior, he will no longer learn martial art abilities. He'll be able to use the ones he's already learned, but he won't learn the new ones. And so that's where you got to kind of weigh your options here. It's the same thing with Alice, okay? Those are the spells that she has so far. she still has plenty to learn. So I am thinking it might be better to learn everything first before you change your vocation. You know, for example, with her, she got more heal, but I'm not 100% sure if it's in this version, but I know it's in Dragon Quest IV. You have heal us and heal us all. So heal us will heal everybody in your party by an amount, and then heal us all will heal everybody to full health. So if both those spells are in this game, it might make more sense for me to learn those before I change her profession. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I am going to wait until they've learned all their spells before changing their profession. But she's got a lot of spells to learn. I'm assuming that's all the abilities he can learn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more abilities. And the question is, when will he learn it? Right? So we're going to hold on to our professions. Now, from what they were saying, there is tough monsters in this tower up north, including metal slimes at the top. And metal slimes give you a lot of experience points. And we got an angel bell, and I do have a seed I need to use. Agility seed. Gonna give it to Rufus. He actually has the meteorite bracer, which raises his agility. Another angel bell. Hopefully we won't get our butts beat. Uh-oh, somebody's guarding the entrance. Some lump mages. And there's teleporters too. Interesting. Alright, let's see what we can find over in this direction. Not really seeing much. Just the way out. I wonder if this is going to be sort of like, what was it, Focus Tower in Final Fantasy VI? As the further up you go, the harder the monsters are. Oh, I should have killed the mage. Always kill the mage first. Another angel bell. Go this way? Nope. Too much rubble. That's a big spider web. And we have somebody we can save. Ooh. We got a big group here. We do have Zapple. Calls down fearsome lightning on a single... Okay, so it's stronger lightning, but still only on a single enemy. One left. Life is a pilgrimage in search of wisdom and truth. Welcome, pilgrim, to the Tower of Transcendence. Oh, you're not going to let me save? Okay. I want to go in the teleporters. Apparently there's a scroll somewhere in the tower called the Words of Wisdom. If what they say is true, just reading it would be enough to turn even me into a sage. Alright, so we're here to get the sage. Roll the thing. Uh-oh. We might have to put our confused stuff on, our anti-confusion. I think we can probably kill them with attacks. Ouch. It really sucks when the person who has the spell whack gets confused, and then they whack and instantly kill you. Sparring suit. That's weak. Not even worth much money. Oh, he's still alive. Alright, we can't get there. We have to get there with the teleporter. Right now we're going to try to go where we can go without a teleporter. There's a monster. Okay, we're gonna have to use musk in order to get that one. Oh, it's one of them dragons. We're gonna have him take out the dragon. Ugh, give me just a second. Sorry about that. The dog was barking. All right. I don't know. Well, that was a good hit. That's a tough dragon. All right, so we need to use some musk, which is going to increase encounters. Meow. Rufus calms the monster. A Lutak? Something like that. We got our first flying cat. Another misspelled diamond. Looks like the rest of the stairs is gone. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see here. Alright, there's some stairs right here. A dead end? It looks like a dead end. Can I fall? Yes. Alright. Seed of magic. Seed of defense. We keep going that way, we go back to that priest lady. We're gonna go the other way. I think the only place we haven't checked out is these stairs up here. Okay. There is a... Okay. Looks like we're going to have to walk across a rope. We're fighting on a rope. Of course, they're not going to show that. You can fall off. Okay. Okay, we made it that time. Alright, we're at the top there where the teleporter is. See where it takes us. Alright, so we got 3 sets of stairs we can go up. Nothing hidden back here. They're not very weak against wind, so I guess we'll just attack. Let's try crackle.
Take this.
A little better. And we got a mini medal. Woohoo! I see there is a treasure chest over there. 10 to 1, one of these stairs probably takes you there. Alright, let's try the other one. Oh, those two are still alive, really? I would have thought they would have died. We got a healer. A heal slime left. Woohoo! Crack and tick-tock. Silver tiara. I believe that's an accessory. We have a golden tiara. Silver tiara. The hands. No, it's actually a helmet. See, I was thinking because the golden tiara. Okay. I'm assuming it's a girl thing. Number held. Okay. But raises her defense. So she's gonna wear it. Guess I didn't need to use swoosh at all. Alright, I think we're gonna try this one. Looks like a dead end. Anything hidden? Nothing hidden. Alright, I'm thinking this is probably going to take us towards the top. I kind of want to see where those other portals take us. So what we're going to do is we're going to use evac. I'll go back inside. See where this one takes us. Okay, I'll be right back. I got to deal with my dog again. Okay, I am back. Alright, so this one leads to this guy. First, we're gonna take out these guys before we can talk to them. That worked out nicely. Hey, leave me alone, will ya? I'm trying to meditate here. All you have to say to me? I'm kind of curious why the monsters aren't bothering him. Okay, so that took us to the old man. How do we get to that one? So really, we just left to talk to the old man, really. And he didn't really tell us nothing. Alright, let's see if we can walk across without falling again. That's that top portal. This is the middle one. You got the one at the bottom there. Going up. And up. After this fight. Oh, we got some birds now, huh? Garudas. Ooh, we definitely don't want them using that on us. See anything? Oh, not another one. Wonder what the point of that red banner thing is. Should I like jump off where that red banner is? There's our metal slimes, by the way. I think one ran away. But we did kill one. So our experience points are, drum roll, 1,000, 1,300. Look at that. Yeah. Knuckle sandwich. And we got a iron claws that we don't need no more. Alright, so we're going to go all the way across first. Before dropping down where that thing is. Once you drop down, you can't get back up. You're going to have to do all that walking. We can go up or we can go down. Let's go down. I think it's just the treasure. Look at all them Garudas. Powerfully focused and damaging bare-fisted strike. We're going to do flying knee because they're flying. Ooh. Alright, they're weak against ice. Let's heal. We got a battle fork. Alright, he cannot use the battle fork, but she can't either. Who in the world can use the battle fork? Probably the merchant. Once a farming tool, this tremendously long trident was tweaked to pack a punch on the battlefield. Probably for merchant. Alright, so we can't go down here. Alright, so the boomerang wasn't very strong against them. Hermes hat. His defense would go up. Handy headwear that protects against wind spells. 73 to 79. Can't use it. He can, but it's weaker than what she's got. He can, but it drops his wisdom down. So we'll give it to the main character. Alright, so that looks like that's all the way at the top. So we're going to have to drop down, probably where that little flag is. Ooh! Okay, generally speaking, spells do not work on metal slimes, but a boomerang should. What happens? He has a boomerang. Of course, most of them are probably going to run away. Oh, we missed. Come on now. Alright, we killed 2. That's great. Now, in some of the newer Dragon Quest games, you do learn an ability called Metal Slash, which is strong against metal enemies like this one. But I don't know if you're going to learn that in this one. Ooh, he attacked. All right. So we killed, what, 3? That should be nice. Yeah, 3,000 experience points. All right, so we got this red flag here. We're going to go down here. See what happens. Boom, we're on a roof, it looks like. Stamina seed. Alright. I think we're going to have to drop down. Let's give this dragon a knuckle sandwich, shall we? Ah, oh, missed. Nice. Wildfire. Yeah, we don't want him using that too much. Copy of Words of Wisdom. think it's an important item. Scroll that reveals innermost secrets of life. Once used to change the reader's vocation, it will fade into the ether. Can't use it yet, though. Now, if we can change Magus to a sage, then we'll probably change Alice as well. Alright, we'll talk to her and save. Find what you seek. Do you or any of your acquaintances wish for a new vocation? Yes. Who wishes? We'll go the ritual of change. Well, and what new path will you follow? So we got warrior, martial artist, mage, she's already, priest, merchant, a gadabout, a thief, monster wrangler, and the sage. Beings who have more or less nothing left to learn. Sages can use both mage and priest specific spells. Wonderful, the perfect vocation for any genius. A fine choice, Magus, a fine choice indeed. Do you mean that you are resolved to return to level 1 and begin your new career? Yes. Do you wish to become a sage? Then you must first read the words of wisdom. However, the book may be read but once, so consider yourself warned, my child. Do you still wish to proceed? Yes. Set your servant Magus on a new path through this vale of tears. Which pretty much means Magus is going to be a sage permanently. Because once you change them, you won't be able to go back to that profession. Congratulations, Magus, you are now a sage. Your equipment has been changed so that of the new path you have chosen. If you or any others, wish to embark on another path, simply say the word. Since he's going to be learning healing spells as well, we don't need a priest, so let's change Alice. We can make her a warrior. We can make her a martial artist, a mage, which we don't need. A merchant, experts in commerce. Merchants make themselves useful by gathering gold coins and appraising items. Sneaky so-and-sos. Thieves are excellent at avoiding enemies in dungeons and sniffing out treasures. Oddballs who steal most of their moves from their monster mates, combining them to create yes, that thing. We do Monster Wrangler, we're gonna have to do some backtracking and to collect monsters. Alright, so they're back at level 1. You can use the battle fork. Probably her strongest. Can't use that no more, so we'll put that in the bag. Can't use the needle no more, so we'll put that in the bag. Alright, we got some new jobs here. You can still use all her spells. He can still use all his spells. So let's see here. I'm trying to think where monsters were. Some of them are in random places. We might just have to go all the way back towards the beginning and make our way around. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any in Aliahan. That we weren't able to recruit. I know there's one in Romaria. But it has to be at night. Hornbert. Let's go see our monster pals. I think we've talked to him before. Worried about my mini monsters, were you? Fret not, they're doing splendidly. Alright, so you're at level 2. You are at level 2. You have 3 abilities. That's pretty good. You have 3 abilities. Alright, so we got the monster that's in here. It's a shame those little hidden areas don't show up on the map. That would come so much in handy. All right, we're looking for little areas that kind of stick out on the map here. See, there's a tree right there. Of course, the next challenge is there is a monster here. It may be day or it may be morning. or nighttime or whatever. Oops, I don't want to do that. We might have to wait till daytime. I wish I had the day-night spell, but I don't. And we don't have any tents in Dragon Quest. That's a Final Fantasy thing. Well, just one. Come on, daytime. Let's try out some of their new abilities, shall we? Summon a wolf warrior that unleashes 4 strikes on all enemies. 6 the monsters you've rescued on all enemies. And of course we got that one. Alright, let's do defend. And these spells are pretty much the same.
You're mine. It's time.
Okay. That could have been a little better, in my opinion. Monster pylon? Interesting. I wonder if it gets stronger over time. Hit points didn't go up. We must have got this one. I think Soothing Song is a healing spell for Monster Wrangler. And I think it actually heals everybody. At least 20 hit points to everybody. I think there was one in the fairy village, but I don't remember if I got it or not. Might have already gotten it. I think it was down there. We still hadn't found the Fairy Queen's daughter yet. Let's see if we have enough mini medals for the next item, shall we? Agility ring. Staff of Resurrection. Look at that. Don't think Asham had any monsters inside. Ibis. Don't believe so. It was just like random places. Well, we can explore more over by the Abbey. We got to be careful, though, because our two are not of the greatest strength in this area. Go ahead and do a save. See how they do over here. Alright, so we look at the map. If we go southeast, we haven't been to that area yet. Level 7, that was a big jump. 6 to 7, big jump. I was thinking they'd at least go up 2-3 levels. Something was guarding it. Oh, broadsword's too weak now. There's a beach. Alright, I think we can go into this tree right here. Oh, I think we got another monster. May I help thee? Percival. Arthur and Percival, Knights of the Round. A sign. Read the sign. I think it was a jump from 7 to 9. What do you think? Yep, 7 to 9. Myr's up north, and the inn is down south. Miko's country, the land of the rising sun, the place of my birth. But foul Orochi, devourer of pure maidens, torments my people. Cypress stick. Really? A junky old cypress stick. We'll take the mini metal for sure. And we don't have the key to this one. Alright, I see some loot up there. Some imps. Good thing they didn't have the magic points. Ah! Alright, they are not weak against wind. Perhaps lightning? Animal instinct. Probably what would be really good idea is to go back up that tower to where the golden slime, or the metal slimes are, and get 1,000 experience pop. Okay, so the bear has a defensive thing on, so let's use Zap. You can attack the imp. Coward. Seeds of strength. Only 1 point, really? Oh, look at all that junk. I don't think anybody needs the fur hood at this point. Is that a place right there? I thought they'd be dead for sure, but they're still standing. Staff of sentencing. Yeah, I do have 2 of those. The attack is 42 in comparison to 39, 42. So we're going to give transfer to Magus, just 1. No. Probably a weak wind spell, so we're not going to do that. You can give warriors who don't have magic staffs. They can't equip them. They can use them as an item, but most of the time it's a weak spell, especially at this point. We're on this side, so we'll walk through here. Oh, I learned boom. Look at that. Emergency groom, huh? Almost didn't see that. One left. Getting dark. That's the next town up there. You can see the lights. Look at them trying to be tough. Seed of agility. A prayer ring. We got a bunch of those.
Yoi, friend Pirit. I struggle to count many moons that passed since you last came. Wait,
What is occurred?
this is not friend Pirit. Look very much like him, but there is pittance of difference.
Yes, I seeing resemblance very clear. Please take my apology. Father's eyesight is not in old way of being.
Forgive me, kind visitor. I hope you have restorative time in our village.
This place, Village of Myrrh, village in End of World. Welcome to you, friend. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what was going on there. Let's not do that again. You have come here by boat? No. You have not? Then how? You walk? Ha ha ha, how very whimsical. Painting Todd. I think that's definitely weak. Yeah. Joy, my darling, Petya loves, however you say that, so he speaks of him even in his sleep. He must be full with delight that great man has befriended an intimate boy like him. Rufus takes a long, hard look at the helmet sitting on the counter. It looks extremely sturdy and has been restored to gleaming perfection. Wonder what kind of stuff they sell. Hello to you. It is a beautiful evening, no friend. So beautiful that it makes me want to erupt into song. Hey, there's a little slime over there. Sheila. Hello to you. It's a beautiful evening. I gaze stars, wondering if friend is at wit's beginning enjoying home life. Would elate me to see him once more. Well, you're going to see him once more. Joy, what could be entertaining friend these days? Travelers here. Quite interesting. I don't see any beds for them to sleep on. A bag on the tree. Alright, let's go to the inn. Two doors. And some lags here. A leather kilt. Nobody's standing there, nothing. Yes, I walked. Oh, I wonder where the kid went. Are you not working? A visitor who mistook for... Yes, that person. The resemblance is definitely satisfactory. There's no coincidence on you being here. Please spend time at our village full of great relaxation. We're gonna sell. We got some stuff that we can sell. Use 2 ice shields, 1 Hermes hat, 1 magical robes. Gonna lose some wisdom, but oh, I gotta sell some stuff first. I think we're gonna put the scholar cap in storage. Alright, so we're gonna need the 3100 for 1 more shield, and then we'll have everything we need from this store.
Yoy! Hello again. My remorse continue for thinking you were friend Vishnik. You want me tell many tales of his? This would please me very much. Without friend Vishnik, there is no more. I think back to when Petya was insignificant child.
Grandfather! Man who is wearing strange helmet collapsing outside!
Yoy! You must summon your father!
I will!
Back in Land of Lively now?
Where?
No, stable is best. Rest is medicine for you now.
He speaks of truth. Stay on our village until you are right in the rain.
Thank you.
But when friend Vishnik was still unhealed, monster came to Moor. Even so, friend Vishnik stood to beast and maintained village's dignity. This is story of why we are in bond to friend Vishnik.
Here is helmet left to us. Was in way of distress, so I fixed it. to make happy when he returned, but he not returned. My boy Petya's missing of him is extraordinary. Long time before I was insubstantial in my strength, but this dude make me want to get bigger. Now look at me. It's actually Ortega. It was your father. Maybe I'll just say Ortega. It's easier to say. Yoy, you have returned to us. Is what I would have said were you the real Ortega. You are close, but not quite right. Somebody dropped a seed on the ground. Look at that. All right, guys, that's all the time I got left, but thank you for coming and watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit those follow buttons. I'm usually live Monday through Wednesday. So we will be back tomorrow, and we're going to pick up where we left off here. I don't know where the little boy went, but need to talk to him and see what he says. Hey, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Baruto? I appreciate that follow. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you.